Okay, so I think we are both live.
Okay.
And okay, I think we can start. So today I have a pleasure to host Alex, who is both designer and founder of Dragori Games. And together we are going to talk about Dragori beginnings, board game industry, its future, and of course about games made by Dragori.
Okay.
Hi, Alex.
Hello. Nice to meet you. And well, I'm very honored to be here and can talk a little bit about our products and our view about this industry.
Uh, Alex, let's start because I have the list of questions. Of course, we're going to ask the questions of our audience. So for all the fans, and I think mostly for the community of Dragori Games, you are free to ask questions on the chat, and we will try to answer most of them during this interview.
Okay.
So, Alex, I've checked some materials and interviews before about you, and
Okay.
I've heard you're a pediatrician. So how
Yes, I
does
was.
you was
I was.
okay? So how does a doctor become a board game creator and CEO of Dragori Games? How all of this started?
Yes, in short, it's because of our community, because I was very surprised with so many great people and the good energy people have. But I started creating a game that me and my friends like it. So we created Arena the contest, and let's try to publish the game. So we made the best we could, and when we really started to the Kickstarter campaign, and even after this, so many people helped us and gave us many good ideas, and I see them as a friend. So I really like it to work with board games. So I quit my job and started only working with board games.
You started alone, or you have a
No,
big?
with my friends Clayton and Dan.
Okay. And you said that you earned a lot by your friends. By your friends, you mean by friends in the industry, yeah? Other friends within the industry.
Yeah. Um, about friends, I see our community. People are so nice that I really consider them as really friends, because I never expected so much help and good ideas, and I really like it a lot to work with board games. So this is it.
Yeah, I also checked this, that the community has played an extremely important role in your success, and they are very active, and they are with you from the beginning, from the arena, the contest, and now also during the last case campaign, the Tanares Adventures.
Yes.
And
Mm.
because arena, the contest, it was your first project, yeah?
Yes.
And
Yes.
it raised over 700K of dollars. And
Yes.
Tanares, the second project, raised more than twice as much. Uh, it's surprising, and
Yes.
because it's not the easy task to start so strongly on the Kickstarter. And have you expected such a success so quick?
Uh, no, and yes, I think Arena the contest we made the best we could, and we are we like to analyze lots of other projects. So I think we made a good game that people would enjoy. And when people started to give us many ideas to how improve this game, so and we listened to the people. Okay, do you think it's good? Is this or this? Because people play a lot of board games, so they have many
Sure.
ideas and solutions for problems. Uh, that we really that improved our game. So I believe we delivered a good game. So on the second campaign, uh, of course, as a first time, people, "Oh, who are they? Are they? Do they will? Are they deliver the game, or how good the game will be?" But I think we made the best we could, and of course, in three people. Now, in Tanares Adventures, we could make a team for create the game. So now we have 10 game designers and
Mm.
much and as many and about 90 writers. So I believe the results of Tanares Adventures will be even better than Tanares, than Arena the Contest. So because we really consider gameplay. I know, of course, we have to make good miniatures. When you show a good miniature, people, "Oh, it's beautiful, it's good," but the gameplay is the most important things.
Yeah, firstly, you need to attract by the cover of the book. And
Yes.
then if you want to readers to stay, you need to have a good content.
Yes, I take the gameplay and stories and very serious. We need to create the gameplay as best as good as it could be, because I think this is the key point to keep people playing and asking about the game. So that's what I think.
Okay, I know that story and lore is one of the most important things for you and everyone in Dragori Games. And mm, how did you come with the ideas for the first scenarios, for the first heroes, for the first monsters? I'm intrigued. How did you start the? Did you achieve the first playable prototype of the game?
Yeah, so we always play Dungeon Dragons. So and of course we created some scenario and setting by ourselves. But of course, when you have to show, okay, I'm going to use this scenario, we had to improve it a lot. But I think the stories and scenarios and setting is the key point to immersion. Okay, you use a good miniature and you have a good setting to, "Oh, why this guy is fighting? Oh, what can I achieve by uh, uh, making this quest?" So it's the key point to a dungeon crawler and immersion. So that's why we really think it's very important gameplay and stories and setting.
Yeah, a few days ago, when I have an interview with Gabriel, also from Dragori Games, we are talking about the immersion. And once again, I want to repeat that for me personally, the immersion is one of the most important things in board games,
Yes,
and
I agree
it's great. This is
totally.
also your approach for making your games,
Yes,
and uh, previously you were talking about friends from the industry. In Tanares Adventures, you've made a series of crossovers, probably
seven, seven,
seven, yeah,
seven.
implementing characters from games like Black Rose Wars. I have this event here on shelf.
Yes, Nero,
The Nero, exactly.
Nero.
I remember the Midara. I remember
Yes,
Aeon's
yes,
Trespass. It's Polish game.
yes,
Yeah, it's
yes.
Polish game.
Herodotus.
And it's not the common thing in KS. We have some crossovers from the video games, but not from other board games, from other publishers, and on this scale. And why do you think other publishers are not doing such crossovers?
I don't know. I really believe that collaboration and cooperation with other publishers are very important to the industry growth. And okay, many other publishers know things that we don't know, and we know things that they don't know. So if we can collaborate each other, I believe the final product of everyone will be better. And of course, if people when people will gonna play, they will have much more fun, and they will enjoy a lot these games. So I really like to help people and other publishers and collaborate with I can as much as I can. So the crossovers is just okay. Let's try to use this hero in Tanares, and of course you can use one of our heroes in yours. So people that enjoy both games can have a better experience. So,
Mhm.
but the word is collaboration. I think our industry grows a lot with it.
Give me an example. The maybe Eons Transpassy. You reach them to and ask them about crossover, or
Yes.
you know them before.
No, it's Marcin. I reached Marcin, and okay, I really liked your game, and well, we would be very honored to use one hero of your game in
Mm-hmm.
Tanaris, and of course, when launch another campaign or even now, you can use our hero in yours. I believe people will enjoy, and we talk, and of course. It's a good way to make friends in industry
That's true.
and collaborate with the other amazing companies. So I was very happy with these crossovers, and we hope to have more in our next games.
Uh, we can say that you are not only about the community of board game players, but also you are taking care of community of board game publishers. So you are
Yes.
trying to build one big happy community.
Yes, because I believe in board games, this is the main function of board games. It's to have fun, to
I
play,
agree,
to
but you know the market. Not every publisher is thinking this way. I think
uh,
nowadays, and we have some companies trying to have the. But of course, there is always the financial thing. And
yes.
you in the end you have to benefit from selling the game. But how you do it and which way do you take, and if you will keep in mind the community, it's up to you. And more and more, maybe not more and more, but we have now examples on Kickstarter and in retail of publishers who are without naming, but not thinking about the community, but rather about the business side only and the cash only.
I believe in the end you must to make a good game. Of course, you can make a good if you are making a game and you can also know meet new people and make some new friends. It's better. So okay, I believe any good game people will play and that people play and like there will be games that people will talk about. But I don't need to other publishers make bad games to my game be good. So can everybody make good games? And I really believe this. So if I can help, I'm always happy to do.
Because I'm often comparing the board game industry to the beginnings of the video game industry. And at the beginnings we had all these publishers or these indie publishers who were making games for games and for playing. And now because I guess that a lot of inspirations for Dragori Games was also from video games for old
Of course,
RPGs. Yeah,
League of
uh,
Legends and many
exactly.
others.
And if you are
Dragon
still
Age.
observing the industry of video games, you can see that it changed a lot.
Yes.
And I hope board game industry will not go to this way to the world of just making the games as fast as possible, to co-workers, to employees have a churn, to selling once again the same game in the new box.
Yes, I think we can do better, and I really hope we go in the right direction.
Uh, okay, and of course, I agree with this approach. I'm just thinking if we should go to I think, the most hot topic for the audience we have here, and talk about Tanares RPG, but maybe one more question about, okay, go there. I know you are going to expand Tanares lore by next games. I
Yeah,
used next games, not games. And the next case,
maybe. Oh yes.
maybe. Okay, I understand. And the next case project for Dragori will be Tanares RPG.
Yes.
And tell me all you want about this, because
Ah,
I'm curious, and audience is also curious about the Tanares RPG.
yeah, well, we came from RPG, so we were the D&D players. So now that we have a company and many great game designers and storytellings and writers, now we believe we can make a good setting and new classes and new interesting items for the RPG. So now we can make if we can make this and even help Tanaris Adventures, because when a writer is writing about Tanaris, we can use this on our board game. So it's very interesting because it will benefit both projects, but Tanaris Adventures board game and the RPG, as we have two teams working in different projects, but they are about the same setting. So we really believe there will be a very interesting setting for D&D players.
uh, and I think, and this is the question I want to ask personally, as I'm trying to call myself miniature painter. I'm trying to do the best I can. And if is Tanaris RPG is going, because now you're open the pledge manager for Tanaris Adventures because of the
Okay.
Spiel Digital, and for people, the, if is Tanaris RPG is going to use the content and miniatures from the arena, the contest, and Tanaris Adventures, is it possible for GM and players use the
Yes,
miniatures?
I believe RPG and board game it's different in this in miniatures, because in RPG, of course, many people like miniatures, and I personally like it a lot to play with miniatures, but it's not needed to play.
Yeah, sure, of course.
RPG you can of course play by role playing the heroes, but I uh, but we will offer on our campaign of RPG some good miniatures too, and many, because our Tanaris Adventures, especially heroes, I believe many people will enjoy to use them, and the big monsters. So we have the Dragon Collection that
Yeah.
even in a RPG setting, of course it's very good to have good dragon miniatures to play, and many others. So we're going to offer the miniatures on the RPG
But you
campaign.
will use the miniatures from Tanares Adventures and Arena the Contest, or you will also offer the totally new one?
We're gonna have some new one miniatures, some miniatures that people asked us. So some people asked, for example, oh, I played Arena the contest, but I want the miniature of each warlord. So okay, these warlords can be important NPCs to the setting. So okay, you can get the warlord truly miniature. So okay, this is first on the game you have just the warlord miniatures, but now you can have the each. Okay, this is the orc, this is the vampire, this is. So we're
Mm.
gonna do, and we're gonna make the gold dragon, because people
Oh,
ask it a lot, so we try to make the sculpture as good as possible. But I believe it's
it will be better than Undead Dragon.
I personally I like it more because it's breathing. It's very good, interesting miniature. It's my favorite. But
So you already designed this.
yeah, yes,
Ah,
So I believe people will like the gold dragon miniature.
I was asking about the miniatures not only because I'm talking about miniatures, but there is
Okay.
the trend that there is a lot of on Kickstarter. There's a lot of stuff for D&D players to help them with the immersion, to help them build the situation, the scenes on a table. Of course, as you said before, you don't need any extra miniatures and stuff to play the future Tanares RPG, but you
No.
can.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can.
So, and about the Tanares RPG, how this connects to the story we left behind the Tanares Adventures? Because I know the arena, the contest was the fragment of the Tanares world. With Tanares Adventures, you resize it to the bigger size, and now we will have Tanares RPG.
Yes, it's interesting because on our setting, you have four dragons that can change the world if they are alive or dead. So if they are dead, of course I cannot disclose it because I will spoil people, spoil the story.
Okay.
But they are the same thing. But of course, in RPG you have many other possibilities, and the word are detailed, described, and but it follows the same main plot, and of course with new ones. But I would start to tell about the story, but many people didn't play Arena the contest yet, so I cannot spoil
Yeah.
the
So don't spoil
surprises.
it.
Arena the contest, you have at least four possible ends. So based on your decisions, you can save the world, destroy, and many things. But of course, if I cannot tell details about the story.
Yeah, but even because without spoiling, can you tell more about the freedom of choices in your game? Because I know there is a lot of choices even during the mission and scenarios players
Yes.
can take.
Yes. In Arena the contest, you have to choose the path you will follow, and it's not a okay. It's I'm good if I do this. I'm a bad guy if I do this. No, it's gray areas that you must. Oh, if I do this, I will. It will be better for this, but I will hurt this. It's not be good because of this. So we're gonna have tough choices. Now in Tanares Adventures, it's improving a lot because now you have the journal, so you can really make choices that will affect all the game. So I believe you will play your own story. I believe
Mhm.
it's very difficult to have the same story, two groups different. So and the RPG, it's about this. So okay, we're gonna describe the world. We're gonna make four new classes and different classes. It's not
Yeah,
gonna
this was
just
my
be
next question. If you can, because now we know we will have a gold dragon, and I guess, yeah, there's applause for a gold dragon. And uh, are we going to have totally new classes for
yes,
RPG?
four
Four.
classes. And now it's our challenging because it's not easy to create different classes. Many people create subclasses, and it's very good. But now we have this challenging to create truly new classes, not classes that it's just like this class but with just adjustments. We are trying to create something new and something fun to play, because it's not about the, of course it's very balanced. I really in both board gaming and RPG and everything, I really like it, things balancing, because you can have you must have to choose. Oh, if I do this, I will be better in this but worse in this. So balancing is very important, but not just balancing, but interesting abilities to role playing and create fun situations on your during your RPG sessions. So I believe people will enjoy these classes because we are working hard on this.
Can you maybe name one of the future classes, or it's top secret
Yes,
for now?
we have, for example, the Dragon Blade. So the Dragon Blade, you can summon a dragon spirit with you. So you have, imagine that you have some uh, power. You are a tank, so you have the armor, just like a fighter, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But you have the abilities to, okay, you're gonna spin and catching fire in your swords, and you're gonna, so you have many interesting options to use your special powers. So it's different for the fighter and any other classes in RPG, but balanced and with fun abilities to play uh,
Yeah, no, calling
couch
the
combat.
spirit of dragon, I think it's cool enough ability.
Yes, and it's denied the area, so you can just use this to protect something. It's interesting to use, but
uh,
not broken.
yeah, and balance is
It's important.
as a yeah, is almost as important as immersion within the game. And we have one question from James, and he's asking, will the source book heroes, I guess he means the RPG heroes, will be playable backwards in the Tanares Adventure?
Yes, yes, they will.
Oh, okay.
We will have. We will make the hero pads and attack cards so you can play. We tested them a lot, so they are working and they have many interesting abilities for the board game. So you can play in Tanares Adventure or even Arena the Contest on PvP or even on the cooperative campaign.
And how big Tanares RPG is going to be? What are your plans in, I don't know, in pages, in hours of playing, in number of sessions to complete the whole story?
We have three books on Tanares RPG. We have the campaign setting, so we're gonna you can see details about Tanaris and everything you can do with this world. You have the player's guide with the new classes, subclasses, and many other features, including the team sheets. Nah? So now you can create your you as you work as a team, you can gain benefits. For example, people will sell things more cheap for you if you are good with the people,
Mm-hmm.
but the empire. So we're gonna have a new system option, of course, but a new system for a team, not just even heroes. And we have the third book is a big campaign. So you're gonna play. I don't know in number of hours, but you have it as the campaign books now with many adventures, no? With people are used to. So we have three books, at least 600 pages
Oh my
in
God.
total. Yes,
There's a
in
lot.
total of the three books. But I believe if stretch goals, we can reach more.
And knowing your community, I guess there will be no problem with stretch goals. And
I hope.
uh, what can you do you have a date for Tanaris RPG now?
Early next year. We don't
Early?
know the exact date because we want to make it as good as possible. So we cannot rush and make so. I really want the gameplay as good as it can be. So this is the reason why we were not ready to launch before, and we will launch when it's ready. And I'm confident that people I can make a good product that people will like. It's the most important thing for me.
Okay, I
But
got it set.
early next year, early next
Early
year.
next year.
Yes,
Next question, this time from Thomas. It will be a narrative campaign in the books or just the lore?
it will be a narrative campaign in one book, and it's interesting because it's even connected to Tanaris Adventures in some way. So if people play buff, they will think it's interesting. Of course, no one is needed, or you can play Tanares Adventures without using the RPG, and it's good, and we will enjoy. But if you play, of course, the RPG, you have some small connections that you recognize from the board game.
Are you going to share during Spiel, or in the next week, some content from the Tanaros RPG, maybe some pages, some texts?
Yes, we have a sample that we will share. We will upload soon.
Okay, so soon, guessing till the end of the Spiel today. Yeah. So
Today.
during the Spiel, we can check the sample of Tanares Adventure.
Tanares RPG.
Sorry, Tanares RPG. I was thinking about Tanares Adventures because I have a question from Kylie. Any update on Wave 1 shipping estimation?
I believe it will be January for the first wave and July for the second wave. Because of the world situation, we had to delay about 3 months because if we didn't do this, the game would not be really good. So we have to delay 3 months.
3 months, because if I remember properly, reading stuff about your work and about how are you running Kickstarter campaigns, you are always you are and you will try always to fulfill the first campaign before launching the next one. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, at least the first wave will be delivered, and then we will launch the RPG.
We have next question about RPG, and it will be adapted to the beginner. So I guess the question is if it will be approachable for someone who is not a veteran of D&D world.
Yes. We always like to create things approachable for people that are not experts, because it's a way to introduce new people to our community and at the board game and RPG community. So, of course, it will be.
Okay, and I thought so that about RPG we will have a lot of questions. I think you're gonna say yes, but the question is if there will be the DM screens, discovering DM screens for and DM screen for Game Master.
Yes.
That you navigate. And this is a question from me because I need to admit that I'm not super experienced classic RPG paper RPG player, mostly because there is always a problem to find good group to play along with. So are you planning in your Tanares RPG some approach for the less number of players to enjoy the game?
Yes. You can play with as many people as your group, so there is not. And even the opposite. I have a big RPG group, so I want to play with more people. You can too. You can.
What we have more about Tanares RPG? Maybe one question. Alex, we will have a reworked Green Dragon mini at any point? Where's the question?
I believe not, because the Green Dragon it's good. It's a good miniature for a brooch dragon. So I don't I believe it's not needed. It's a good miniature. At least for now, of course. If people ask it for this, and we will try to.
To be honest, for me, it's okay enough, and it's not looking different from the rest of the minis, maybe except the Under Dragon, but this one is my favorite.
Okay. My favorite's the Black Dragon.
The Black Dragon, okay.
And the gold now, but the Black Dragon of the Dragon Collection. Many people like the Undead, but I like the Black Dragon. It's very intimidating.
And maybe this gold dragon, when do you plan show it during the KS campaign, or maybe earlier for the community, the design of it?
I will show it on our RPG preview. We will upload maybe
Oh,
today
great.
on the. It will be on our.
What hour is the RPG session today with you?
Uh, no. We're gonna make a preview. Not it's not a session. We're gonna make a file, a PDF with
Okay. So sorry,
the.
sorry. I thought it will be you will running next live
Oh no
about
no.
this.
No.
Okay. In Tanares, we have companions. There is any idea to use pets or something like that on the RPG book?
Yes, some people asked us for pets. So we already asked the designers to start to create some rules. And of course, the creation process is slowly because we must have make sure that the rules are interesting and not complicated and fun. So of course, if it's we want to make rules for pets and so.
Uh,
But no new classes have pets. It's
okay.
gonna be a optional rule for you can use maybe on a subclass for a
Yeah.
ranger or druid, for example.
Oh, great. Because for me, pets are the great idea, and I love
I
this
like
this
I
internet. Yeah, it's
I
great.
like it
And
too.
do you know that they are so different? We have the Cerberus, we have the Mummy. So it's so from different genres, but still they connect with each
Yes.
other and they fit. Uh, in Tanares RPG, there is a question. You don't need to ask it now, but there is a question about pricing. Do you have ideas about the pricing of the Tanares RPG in the future?
Yes, I don't I don't have it exactly the price, so I prefer not to tell a name because number because maybe it will not be this price. But of course, we're gonna make as cheap as possible. And but I don't have the exact number because we have two quotations and have
Yeah.
many
So
quotations
let's
and many
say
things.
it's a little bit too early for that.
Yes, it is.
Uh, uh, okay. There's one more question about the. Bruno is asking, do you have a spoiler of the Tanaris RPG art or player sheet? I will answer for Alex, maybe. I guess it will be, some of this will be visible in today's file uploaded in the
Yes,
field
so the
book. Or
classes and
yeah.
yes,
So guys, check later. And later, I mean later, because Alex is calling from the Brazil, so there is still early. And
yes.
then you can find the
It's
files.
it's almost 3 p.m. here.
Yes, I'm jealous. Sunny
Okay.
3 p.m.
Mm.
Okay. Is the RPG book will be translated in Wave 2? I don't understand the question. Maybe you understand, Alex.
I believe about the translations. Yes, we are talking to some publishers, including in Spiel,
Ah,
to make it possible. But we want to have in many languages as possible.
and you can maybe just tell which languages are you considering now?
Many languages we are trying, but I can't say the exact languages that we will translate. But I believe for uh, the same as we offer the Tanares
The
Adventures,
Tanaris
we
Adventures.
will have.
Okay.
It's not even it's not okay. We agreed, and now you will translate it, but I believe the same language and others. We are talking to many other publishers, even Polish. So
Yay. Yeah, because uh there is
yeah, some Polish.
yeah, because we don't have that much problem with checking the English games and with English language, but still, if there is a very story driven and this is very RPG game,
Yes.
it's much easier to feel the game in your own language. Especially
Yes.
some publishers are using very difficult words of English, and it's not necessary for the, because most of the games from Kickstarter, I guess, your games reach most of the countries across the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why making it so tough?
Yes.
Question is, Alex, have you ever thought about making a game other than miniatures? So maybe Maya is asking about Eurogame or some strategic game.
Well, maybe next year we can come up with something.
Also connected to Tanares?
Yeah, no, no.
You can
Or
answer this.
maybe I don't
Okay.
know.
Yes, I'm trying to find, to grab some extra information from you. Okay, from the questions, translation process. Is there an update concerning the translation process into other languages for Tanares Adventures? So you almost.
Yes, yes. People are already working on this. So, of course, we'll make sure that we can offer a good translation. And so it takes times, but we are already working on this.
I agree with that, and as an experienced player, I can see the moments where the translation is too rushed or not translated properly. And after the live, if you want, we can talk about which Polish publishers are good with translations and which are not.
Oh, it will be a very good information for me.
But maybe we will not make a bad ad for some
Yes,
of
yes,
our,
yes. It's not good.
okay. Mm, we talk a lot about Tanares RPG. Do you want to add something more about this?
No, we will. I believe we talk at everything. So we're gonna offer some miniatures and material for people who are playing Tanares Adventures, and we believe we are trying to make the best we can for the gameplays and the classes and all items that come with the book. So I
Mhm.
believe people will enjoy the setting and the what we are offering, and even the adventure.
Okay, there is one more question about the translations, and if are you still needing the help from the community? Because one guy is asking if community still can help with translations, and I guess especially for Tanares RPG, if you're open onto this.
Yes, yes, we can.
So I guess Daniel should try to reach Dragori through social media or through Discord. I have a question about VR because from time to time we are mentioning the reopened pledge manager during the spiel. And for how long are you planning to have the pledge manager open?
Well, during the spiel, it will be open. Maybe on Monday for people. We don't know the time zone of everyone, so then we're gonna make the adjustment, and the pledge manager will be open again for the second wave. So because now we cannot after spiel we cannot take first wave orders because now it's already with the logistics. So but the pledge manager will be open for some months for the second wave.
Okay, and is it true that the spiel is the last moment to get the all components and mostly the Dragon collection and the prizes and the Kickstarter prizes? This is the last moment.
Yes, yes. Then we're gonna have to make some adjustment. Of course,
Okay.
it's not too different, but gonna
Still.
be a little higher.
Question from Thomas. here we are about Dragon Collection. Will the boss versus boss? Oh my god, I just love this mode of the game. I can't wait to try this.
It's like a MOBA. It's interesting.
Yeah. And question is from Thomas: is boss versus boss board? It will be the boss versus boss board be in the Dragon Collection?
No, because you have the um, it's not a it's just cosmetics. Or with arena the contest, you can assemble the board. It's just like capture the ARP. You have everything you need to play. But on game boards too, or our add-on, we created some boards with so many designers and for immersion. So as it's not needed, we're gonna use this board on
Sure.
our add-on. But of
Okay.
course, you can play boss versus boss using the arena the contest components with with
Yeah,
nothing wrong.
because I saw those questions on the case comment section on the Tanares Adventures, and in nowadays that my understanding is that you don't need, although you should have Dragon Collection to play boss versus boss. It's not needed, or have
Okay.
the previous game. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Sorry.
Okay, I'm checking if there are more questions about Tanares RPG. I think for now not. I have two more questions for you, Alex. One, I want to go back to the board game industry because we talked before that you made a huge and quick success. You launched first game, it was huge success. You launched the second game, it was even bigger success. And we talk about the game industry in the future, how it will look like. Do you have any tips for fellow companies and new developers? Tips they should follow to go in your steps, to follow your steps.
I believe the most important tip is create a game as good as possible. Always focus on the gameplay, because of course it's very when you show a good miniature on people, oh, it's a good miniature. But when people receive the game, if the game is not good, even with your good miniature, people will not play or talk about the game. So I believe focus on gameplay and make the game as fun as possible. So that's my truly advice. And of course, study other campaigns and try to follow the steps, because you have so many things to learn from the other campaigns. So, so study the campaigns. Try to make the game as good as possible.
Yeah, and no matter if you are a pediatrician or
Yeah.
lawyer or have different profession, if you love board games and if you have enough stubbornness in you and creativity, you can
It's
follow the.
it's not yes, but always take careful with, oh, I like this kind of game, but maybe it's not the better game it could can be, because it's not about your personal things that you personally like, but what people will enjoy. So it's important to study and test a lot to.
Mhm.
Oh,
The process is long and complex for even for
yes.
simple games. Uh, I want to ask you about the crowd, because I know you are also very, as CEO of Dragori Games, you are following those news and you have those situations. What are your thoughts about the new alternatives for Kickstarter, like Hasbro or like Awaken Realms crowdfunding platform?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because you see the industry growing. So it's good to have many options for people to back to create their projects and back their projects. It's interesting to see the industry expanding. It's good.
In general, competition works good for the consumers, for the people. So
Yes.
maybe it will work better for us as board game players and for publishers as well.
Yes. Yes. I believe it will be very interesting for the industry. So I like this.
Yeah, the market is just booming so fast. It's even hard to count the number of games launched on Kickstarter each week, each day now, especially in the fall.
Yeah.
Question from Thomas is the question about Tanares Adventures. Are you going
Okay.
to launch it onto retail or made it only case exclusive?
No, it's Kickstarter exclusive game because it will be very expensive on
Mm-hmm.
retail this game. So we prefer to make this Kickstarter exclusive game.
It's probably
Of course,
the
just Tanares Adventures. Arena the Contest can be on retails. Dragon Collection can be on retails immediately.
no.
But the Tanares Adventures is KS exclusive.
Okay, that's good to know. Uh, okay, Alex. I think I have one final question for you, from
Okay.
me. We talk about some plans for the future. Do you have something extra for the community hearing us now about your plans for the future, about the future games, about what more we can expect from you, from Dragori Games, besides
Yes,
that
we
our
are.
strategy?
Yes, we are already developing another game and an interesting game, uh, and uh, we will try to make a different kind of game, as you asked for Euro, and
Okay,
so
so different genre than RPG game or tabletop RPG game.
yes.
Okay.
So it's in we of course now we are focused totally on Tanares Adventures and Tanares RPG because uh, we are doing our best to make the game as good as possible. But when things are running smooth, so we can have more details about the new
Yeah,
games and everything else.
and grow.
Yes.
Uh, one of the first questions from the people on the chat was if the Mirror Dragon logo behind you will be available in the pledges because it's so cool.
Yes. The dragon is good.
Yeah. Alex, do you want to add something more for the audience for today?
Yes, we're gonna have a nice chat with Flex 06 with Dan, our lore director, so he can talk even more details about the word,
Mm-hmm.
and and he will host an interesting play, a live play with other content creators in a
Oh,
match tomorrow.
okay.
So it will be very interesting to see the match.
So, dear audience, if you want to know more about the things going on in Dragori Games, check the Spiel booth. Spiel
Yes.
Digital. Just Google it, Spiel Digital, if you didn't try it already. Registration and entering for this online event is for free. And just try to search the Dragori names in the exhibitors part. And there you have all the materials on all the upcoming events. Okay, Alex, thank you for
Thank
today.
you.
It was great to meet you, and see you at the
Th-
next interview then.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity.
Same here. Cheers.
Cheers.